What is going on, travelers? Here are 5 tips for the Titan expedition. Stop at a space station at rendezvous systems. You can find your way back on the path through rendezvous systems if you stop at the space station. If you find yourself a little off the beaten path and a little too far because you're low on fuel, make sure you go to the space station, go to the portal, and you will see a little bit of writing that says Rendezvous 1, Rendezvous 2, Rendezvous 3, etc. You can use those points to get back to the expedition route, so you're only making about 3, 4, 5 jumps instead of making, well, 10 because you decided to go on an expedition. That wasn't necessarily the one you were on. This is also a good time to buy and sell things from the space station, as you want to collect units for more things that you want to buy in terms of products, so that way you don't have to farm it or maybe create it because it's already there at that particular space station. It's not a guarantee though, so make sure you check the galactic terminal that is there at the space station to see whether or not it has the product that you need. Sometimes the rendezvous systems will have an abandoned space station in which they don't really have the product that you're looking for, so be sure to also check that, as normal space stations will have more to sell. Bring 256 crystal helium. By having this amount on you before you start the expedition, by putting into the space anomaly terminal for the expedition, you're already gonna pass a milestone that's requiring you to get that much. Now you're able to collect this on the very first planet in the very first system of the expedition because you're already on a gas giant. Be sure to collect this before you leave the system. If not, you'll already have a backup for you waiting at the space anomaly terminal for the expedition. You can make the expedition a bit harder. You can change the difficulty settings within the expedition by going up one level or maybe going down just a bit, but that sets it back to the normal level that it was at before. You can't go any lower than that. You can just go a bit higher to get that challenging effect that you're looking for the expedition. I'm sorry you can't get items for free. That's locked. In most expeditions, the difficulty levels some of them are pretty much locked, but sometimes you can make it a little easier or a little bit more challenging, and that's up to you, traveler. If you do like the videos that I put out, please consider subscribing and commenting and giving a like, as I love making these videos for you guys. My all-time favorite tip, as always in the expedition, is make sure you bring about 5,000 nanites worth of products and items for credits and nanites. The reason why you want to do this is because it costs about 2,800 in order for you to get your ship, and about 2,200 in order for you to get your multi-tool. Store this in the expedition terminal, pick it up once you warp to the second system, and begin selling it at space stations. You can use the modules that you get from Sentinels to sell at normal space stations to the vendors up top who sell you the upgrades in order for you to get your nanites. And usually the other products that aren't sold up top are sold in the galactic terminal to give you units. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you warp to the second system in order for you to collect those products, so that way you can bring anything you had from your previous save into the game. And for my last tip, there is no combat during the expedition unless you want to. So make sure you bring a scanning multi-tool, as you're going to want a lot of units once you upgrade that scanning multi-tool, or maybe you're a veteran out there who's reached endgame and you already have those upgrades, so you have nothing to worry about. But because you have the ingester to get in the expedition, you're going to want a little product that's called Extra Fluffy Cake to bring with you through the space anomaly. That will quantify your units by a lot. I've seen people get 10 million with it. I've seen people get 32 million with it. And these are multi-tools that are upgraded while using the ingester with that particular food product. There are other food recipes out there that can give you those buffs. And let me know down in the comments if you found one. And those are my 5 tips for the No Man's Sky Expedition Titan. Go beyond, traveler.